Good day, fourth graders. Please turn to page 59 in your math book. I will give everybody a little bit of time to open their math book and take out and turn to page 59. Please take out your math book, class, and turn to page 59. We are going to continue our lesson on subtracting greater numbers, which means just subtracting really, really big numbers. And let's look at the example on page 59. Now, this first column here, the ones place, it looks like we have 2 minus 5. And notice that they did not put a 3 there. Even though the difference between 5 and 2 is 3, they did not put a 3 there because 3 is 5 minus 2, not 2 minus 5. Since we cannot do 2 minus 5, if you have 2 reals, you cannot give someone 5 reals. So what you need to do is go to your next door neighbor, which is 9, make it 1 lower, which is 8, and your 2 now becomes 10 higher. It becomes 10 higher, and it becomes a 12 because 2 plus 10 is 12. Now we can do 12 minus 5, which is 7. 8 minus 1, which is also 7. 7 minus 2, which is 5. 8 minus 3, which is 5, and they left off that 0 there for 3 minus 3. They left off a 0 there. You really don't need that 0 to be there at all. Now, based on this estimation, they rounded this number to 39,000, and they rounded 33,215 to 33,000, and it looks like our estimate is pretty close to our answer, so we can tell that our answer is reasonable. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next question. In the subtraction problem above, why was the 0 in the 10,000s place not written in the answer? Well, let's go ahead and copy this down. Because beginning zeros or leading zeros at the beginning of a number, do not need to be written. Let's go ahead and jot that down. Beginning zeros or leading zeros, or the zeros in front of a number, not at the end of the number, but in front of it, as it is in this problem, do not need to be written when writing the number. If you have 5 apples, you do not need to say you have 5 apples. You can just say 5, right? All right, let's look at the next question. The total land area of New Jersey, that means the space New Jersey occupies, how big New Jersey is 19,047 square kilometers. Write and solve an equation to show how to find how much more land area Gates of the Arctic has than New Jersey. Now, this is going to require us to flip a few pages back to see how much area Gates of the Arctic actually had. Remember that picture of Alaska we were looking at? Let's go ahead and look at that and see how big Gates of the Arctic actually is. We'll pause here. All right, and it looks like Gates of the Arctic is 39,287 kilometers. So let's go ahead and subtract 39,287 minus 19,047 square kilometers. And let's see what answer we get. Well, 7 minus 7 here in our ones place means 0 is in our ones place, and then 8 minus 4 is 4. We haven't had to borrow or regroup yet. 2 minus 0 is 2. Still no borrowing or regrouping. 9 minus 9 is 0. And in our 10,000s place, 3 minus 1 is 2. So it seems like Gates of the Arctic is 20,240 square kilometers bigger then the area of New Jersey, Okay? All right. Now, let's move on to number 3 here, And 3, 4, 5, and 6 are very interesting subtraction problems. They're all numbers in the thousands or 10,000s, and in the case of number 3, even 100,000s. Let's go ahead and do just one example. Let's go ahead and do just this top example, and let's see if we can understand how to do it. Let's go for it. And you may, when writing this problem down, you may need to write this in your math notebook because it's going to take a bit of space to solve these 4 problems in this little tiny box here. What I'll do on my paper is I will write this problem over here in the margin. Now you may not have a margin, so you may need to write in your math notebook. Here we go. 139. Actually, I'll write it here. 139,484. And from that, we want to subtract 106,691. So as you can see, our first step was to write the problem vertically. That means up and down, top to bottom, so we can do our subtraction more easily. Now first we want to look at our ones column. We're doing 4 minus 1, and that is going to be 3. Then we're going to do 8 minus 9. Now be careful to not put a 1 here, not put a 1 in the tens place, because it says 8 minus 9, not 9 minus 8. Since we cannot do 8 minus 9, what we need to do is take away 1 from the 4, it becomes a 3 now, and the 8 now becomes 10 higher to 18. This is not 318, this is 18. Okay, so 18 minus 9 is now 9. 3 minus 6, again, 3 minus 6 we cannot do. Make sure you do not put 3 down here because that's 6 minus 3, and we want to do 3 minus 6. We're going to have to borrow or regroup from this 9. It goes 1 lower into an 8, and this 3 becomes 10 higher. It is now 13. 13 minus 6 we can do now. That is going to be 7. And 8 minus 6 now, we're in the thousands column. 8 minus 6 is going to give us 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 1 minus 1 is 0, so we don't need to include that beginning 0 or leading 0. Therefore, it is 22,793. And let's check it with an estimate. Let's round the first number to 140,000. Let's round the second number to 120,000. We're rounding to the nearest 10,000. And the answer to that is 20,000, which is close enough to our 22,793. Let's try all of these problems in the same way. And again, you may need to use your math notebook for extra space. Thank you.